Hello there, I'm Sub-Zero, or you can call me Daniel. I'm the coach of the Louisville Crobats, and as I promised in my draft analysis and recap, now I would be posting a Week 1 recap as I missed recording Week 1. Yeah, let's just get right on into the team builder, and I'll show you what I'm going to bring and why I brought it. I don't have an overlay made right now, so I'll just be going between this document and Showdown. So first off, I wanted to bring Raichu. Raichu is a really good matchup against this team. I can run Modest, almost max speed. I can't outspeed his Zero or Swallow with Raichu, so I decided to go with speed creep in this valley by 1, which allows me once again to run Modest. I brought Thunderbolt obviously for stuff like Mega Blastoise, Ludicolo, +2 Thunderbolt can knock out Blaziken, obviously Swallow. Depending on this Valley type, I could probably knock it out. So it's just obviously Thunderbolt would be a good bring. Volt Switch obviously just for the momentum. I brought Focus Blast. No, my bad. I brought Focus Blast mainly for the Ferrothorn and the Regirock. Can also work, depending on the Valley type. I also brought Nasty Blotch set up in case I catch him on a switch or something, going into Regirock. Possibly if I have chip on that, I can obviously knock it out with Focus Blast. Probably knock Ferrothorn out with +2 Focus Blast as well. So yeah, Raichu is just a good overall bring. Obviously, I'm holding the Electrium Z. This is the knockout of Blastoise without a boosted, Nasty Blot boosted Thunderbolt, or just to inflict heavy amounts of damage on something else that I might need to kill if I'm not Nasty Blot boosted. Yeah, so Raichu is just a good bring overall. Obviously, Lightning Rod helps with dealing with Zeraora as well. Next up, I decided to bring Scarf Tug Trio. What Scarf Tug Trio can do is it can trap Zeraora and Blaziken. If it's Scarf Blaziken, I'm able to outspeed it. Zeraora, Scarf, obviously I can't, so it's just a huge risk in general to come in on Zeraora if I don't know what inside of him is, but obviously I can trap Zeraora, and with the Scarf, if it's not Scarf, I can outspeed it and knock it out. I can trap Regirock if I want to, so if Regirock is low, I can trap it and kill it as well. Other than that, there's not really anything else I don't want to trap. Once again, depending on its Valley type, you never know. I brought Earthquake obviously for the Blaziken and Zeraora, Regirock as well. Sucker Punch is kind of there in case they have priority as well. I know that I can knock them out with Sucker Punch. Stone Edge is there for Swallow. I can outspeed Swallow with my Scarf. I also knock out Volbeat. Also, once again, it's a Valley type. Everything can cover Valley technically. And then Toxic is just kind of there in case something's like in the air, like a Cresselia kind of thing, maybe wants to switch. Or I just come in on Cresselia, just Toxic, you never know. Next, I decided to bring a Fizdef Clefable. Clefable, being Fizdef, is kind of a last resort thing for something like Zeraora, Valley, Swallow, and Blaziken. And Como, taking hits from Como is a big reason why I made it Fizdef. It's already good with like both his defenses, so I can take hits from Mega Blastoise, or at least a hit. Brought the Toxic, just get I put a big emphasis on getting residual damage on some of his bulkier mons. I've wished to Wish Pass some of my other Pokemon. I don't have the bulkiest team in the world, so obviously like having constant health on them is very nice. Protect obviously just in case I need to wish myself up, and Moonblast for stuff like the once again the Como, taking on Valley, Blaziken, just hit everything in general. Next we have Weezing. Weezing I think plays a very big role, and always have. Toxic Spikes, once again, at residual damage. He doesn't have a poison type to absorb those Toxic Spikes unless he was to bring Valley Poison. I have Flamethrower for something like Ferrothorn. Sludge Bomb, obviously just have some stab, and Will-O-Wisp in case I need to, if I'm on like Cresselia or something, and I need to get residual damage on it. and I'm not able to Toxic at the time. We have Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl, I was able to speed creep the Zeraora by 1, and that allows me to run a little bit of HP if I want to take a hit on something. I also obviously have the max attack. Fire Fang is mainly for the Ferrothorn. Wing Hat can take on Como, it can take on Blaziken, it can take on different types of Valley, Volbeat obviously, Lucolo. Earthquake is mainly there for Zeraora. I can also use that on Blaziken if I want to. I can use it on Regirock. So that's what Earthquake is for. Taunt is just kind of there in case Cresselia is in and it's low. And I know I'm not going to be able to knock it out in one hit. I can taunt it, stop it from maybe healing itself up or healing wishing, one of the two. So yeah, that's what Aerodactyl is going to do in this match. And last I have Banded Incineroar. I wanted to run Adamant Max Attack, but I have to run Jolly to outspeed Cresselia to try and knock it out by being faster than it and catch it off guard a little bit. Maybe making him think I'm max health, max attack, like most Incineroars are. Obviously Intimidate, just kind of switch on things. Knockoff, at like 80-something%, I can knock out Cresselia with the Banded Knockoff. U-Turn just for momentum, Flare Blitz for stuff like Ferrothorn, and Dark Slayer in case anything tries to set up physically defensive moves on me. I can obviously ignore this with Darkest Lariat, which is obviously very useful in case someone does try and pull a fast one and do something like that. So let's just move on into the replay. Basically, I see he does not bring the Ferrothorn, which is nice. I don't have to dedicate anything to trying to take that down. I expect him to lead Regirock, just get up his rocks. So, lead Dugtrio. Once again, I expect him to make those rocks, so I'm just going to try and get a little bit for later, which I do. And he sets up his stealth rocks. Now, I also don't want to stay on this thing, so I'm wheezing. Which ended up being a good play because there he goes with the Earthquake. So my first order of action was that residual damage. I got up a layer of Toxic Spikes as he paralyzed me, which is kind of annoying, but Weezing doesn't really need its speed whatsoever. He switches out in Cresselia, at which point I was expecting Crest to come out maybe to try and do some like Psychic me. So I decided the residual damage on it, I might not get the opportunity to Toxic it in this battle, so I thought just getting the Will-O-Wisp and negating possible leftovers which I had. I decided to switch out into Incineroar expecting a Psychic to come out. No point predicting this early on for him, which he does use Psychic. I expect him to switch out. He also can't lose this thing early on, so I just went for the U-turn here. Regirock is now Poison. I saw this as an opportunity to get my second layer of spikes up, Toxic Spikes anyway, to get toxic damage off on everything. He goes for the Rock Slide, trying to Paraflinch or something, does not work. Get my second layer of spikes up, which is very useful. I have a lot of chip damage on Regirock at this point. I decided to Sludge Wave to speed up its death process. Now Zeraora is toxic. I hit it with a Sludge. He switches out here. I went for another Sludge Bomb, not really caring what Zero did. Weezing has done its job at this point. I don't care about it anymore. I decided to go into Incineroar. He goes for the Moon Blast, which I take pretty well. Now I expect him to stay in this time, possibly just gonna Moonlight away a U-turn damage, but obviously I went for the knockoff, and he was at the 80% range that I talked about in the team builder portion in this video, and I know it's huge because Cresselia just walls a lot of my team. I just let Incineroar go down at this point, and this is one of the biggest points in the battle because I have to make a huge decision here. I can either play it safe and just go in something like Weezing or Cleavel, but I decided that I was going to my Scarf Dugtrio. Now, if he is Scarf, I lose the game right here and now, basically, because I'm expecting the Blazing to be Scarf, and I won't have anything for a Scarf Blaziken if I let Dugtrio. Luckily, he is not Scarf, so Dugtrio takes down Zeraora by trapping it, which is very nice. His Blastoise comes in. It's now Toxic, obviously. At this point, I decided Weezing. Once again, I don't care about it. Sack it to this Blastoise. Obviously goes for the Water Pulse, which is going to easily to KO me without any problem whatsoever. So at this point, I wanted to go into Raichu just to threaten him. I expected him to switch out into Regirock, which I prepared for, and I ended up nasty plotting. Pretty easy play. Just decided to go for the Focus Blast next. Luckily I hit and knock out the Regirock so he can't Earthquake me. And here comes the Blaziken, this moment of truth, to find out if it's Scarf, and it is. But that doesn't matter to me. Raichu basically did its job, and I have other ways of beating the Blastoise, but if his Blastoise starts to crit me, then his Blastoise would have been a problem, so this match is still very... I bring in Dugtrio, and I'm going to guaranteed knock out this Blaziken with the Scarf Earthquake. Obviously, I expect him to bring in the Blastoise. I just decided to get the chip damage off on it because Dugtrio has done its job, second 0 in the Blastoise. I go into Fable here. I can easily take whatever it wants to go for. It goes for the Flash Cannon. The Boom Blast brings him into range where the Toxic Damage and a Protect will easily take him down. And now all he has left is a Volbeat. The biggest thing about having those Toxic Spikes up, he didn't want to go into the Volbeat because he was just going to get obliterated quite easily. And I brought a rather hyper-offensive team, so I always kept the offensive pressure up. I just wish and go into Aerodactyl here in case he wants to try and pull some weird set that actually works. So obviously I just Mega Evolve Aerodactyl and I get my kill. And that's the match. It was a rather close battle. If he could have gotten a crit on my Clefable, I would have had an issue, because I don't think Aerodactyl with a wing attack could have killed Blastoise from the range it was at, and that would have been an issue. But obviously he did not end up critting, so I ended up winning the battle. So that means we are 1-0 on the season with a 2-0 differential. We are second in our division as the leader of our division, as a 4-0 differential, and we have a 2-0, so obviously they're ahead of us. Next week I play Will in the Saffron Starmies. They are also in my division. First 3 games are division games, and then the last 3 games are also division games as well. But Will is a very good battler, so I'm going to be prepping heavy for next week. Thank you all for watching this week 1 recap. Hopefully you'll subscribe, like the video. Just come back later for week 2 if you want to watch that. It should be a very good battle. Will's once again a very good battler, and I think it'll be an exciting match because I have a very good matchup against him, I think, and I think what I'm going to bring is going to work very well. So thanks again for watching, and goodbye.